Have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on inside your phone? I mean, there's this unsung hero in there, a quiet little piece of tech that basically runs our entire digital lives. Well, today, we're finally giving it the spotlight it deserves. So let me ask you a question. How does your phone or your camera or your laptop, how do they hold on to all your stuff, your photos, your contacts, all those files, even when the power is totally off? The answer? Well, it's not magic, but it's pretty close. It's a technology called Flash ROM. And it's the only reason your digital world doesn't just, poof, vanish the second you power down. So let's go ahead and solve this digital memory mystery. We're going to break down what Flash ROM actually is, and more importantly, how it ended up in basically every single portable device we use. Okay, at its heart, Flash ROM is a type of what's called EEPROM. That's a mouthful. Stands for Electrically Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory. But the really important word to remember here is non-volatile. All that means is that it doesn't need power to remember what it's storing. And that right there is its superpower. It's the reason you can put your phone in a drawer for a week, turn it back on, and boom, everything is exactly where you left it. The data is literally locked in place, power or no power. So how does it do that? How does it lock the data in? Well, it all comes down to this microscopic little component called a floating gate transistor. See, an electric charge pushes electrons through this tiny barrier, and they get trapped in a special layer. Think of it like a little holding pen. Those trapped electrons, that's your data, your ones and zeros. And they just hang out there, holding your information, until a new charge comes along to clear them out. And believe me, you use this technology all day, every day. It's the core of the memory cards in your phone and camera. It's what makes your USB drives actually work, and it's what powered millions of iPods and other music players. It is, no joke, everywhere. Okay, so now that we've got the basics down, let's peel back another layer and take a look inside the memory chip itself. Because here's the thing, while that core idea of trapping electrons is the same, it turns out there are a few different flavors of Flash ROM, and each one is built for a very specific job. The first big difference is at the cellular level. You've got single-level cells, or SLC. They're simple, they're tough, and one cell holds one bit of data. Easy. But then you have multi-level cells, MLC, which are way more advanced. They can cram 2, 3, or even more bits into that same tiny space. So what's the trade-off? Well, SLC is usually faster and lasts longer. But MLC is how we get these gigantic storage capacities that fit right in our pockets. Now, those cells are arranged into two main blueprints, NAND and NOR. The easiest way to think about it is this. NAND is like a massive warehouse. It's fantastic for storing big things, like when you save a photo or a video. NOR, on the other hand, is more like the operating manual for the whole device. It holds the essential code, the firmware, that your device needs just to wake up and function. And it's so important to get this. These two types are not interchangeable. They are totally different tools designed for completely different jobs. So NAND flash, that's our warehouse, remember? It's built for huge capacity and fast writing speeds. When you snap a picture or download an app, you are saving it directly to NAND flash memory. It's your device's long-term storage. NOR flash, meanwhile, is all about speed and rock-solid reliability for running code. It uses a different process to store the absolute bedrock instructions your device needs just to turn on. It's not the warehouse full of your stuff, it's the blueprint that tells the entire system how to work in the first place. So when you put all these pieces together, yeah, it's pretty easy to see why this technology sparked an absolute revolution in electronics. One of the biggest reasons was just raw speed. I mean, compared to the older ways of storing data, Flash ROM was a massive leap forward in how fast information could be read. This is what made our gadgets feel so snappy and responsive. Speed was a game changer, for sure, but so was flexibility. The fact that you could easily erase and rewrite data meant that, for the first time, our storage wasn't set in stone. You could update software, delete old photos, add new songs, all without having to physically replace a chip. It made our devices come alive. Really, it all boils down to this incredibly powerful combination. Flash ROM is fast, it's reliable even with the power off, and it's rewritable. That simple but revolutionary trifecta is what allowed it to completely take over the world of portable electronics. It truly did change our world, didn't it? It made our digital lives portable, personal, and permanent. It's the quiet hero in all our pockets. And that just leaves us with one final exciting question to chew on. As amazing as flash memory is, what's being cooked up in a lab right now that's going to come along and change our world all over again?